Hi guys, I'm Bonnie from bonnieandblythe.com, and today I have a super fun sewing tutorial for you to make these cute little modesty shorts for your little girl. Does anybody have really fun twirly skirts that they make for their girls and then get dismayed when they start flipping upside down on the playground or get nervous that they're not going to sit ladylike at school? Yeah, I thought so. So instead of going out and spending money on store-bought versions, you can make your own with this super easy tutorial. You ready to go? Let's do it. The first thing you'll need is a pair of knit shorts or pants, some cardstock, pen or marker, scissors, tape, and a yard of knit fabric. You'll notice each leg is made from one piece of fabric, with the front being shaped a little bit differently than the back to accommodate for the curve of a little bum. We'll use the cardstock in order to trace the shape of these shorts into a paper pattern that we can reuse again and again. Match up the fold of the side of the shorts to one straight edge of the cardstock and trace around the front of the shorts, making sure to allow extra space to fold the top over for a waistband, the bottom under for a hem, and allow for a seam allowance along the crotch curve. Make sure that you then label this pattern as the front and write fold along the straight edge. Repeat this step for the back portion of the shorts, making sure that you lay the curve of the crotch as flat as possible. You might notice that I ran out of a bit of cardstock right along the crotch curve here, so I'll show you how I fixed that problem in the next step. Also label this pattern piece this time as the back. Next, we cut out our pattern pieces. This is where I add a little corner of scrap cardstock to the part of the back pattern where I ran out. If you plan ahead, you might want to tape some cardstock together before tracing the shorts. That would have been a smarter idea. Now match your pattern pieces up together along that fold line and tape them together. Then trim off any excess cardstock that doesn't line up. Now take your knit fabric and determine which way the stretch goes. My fabric was a two-way stretch, meaning it stretched equally horizontally and vertically. You want to make sure that the stretch of your fabric goes across the width of the pattern so that it can stretch over your little girl's body. Trace the pattern and then cut it out, and be sure to cut out two mirrored pairs of these pattern pieces, meaning you need to cut out one with the right side of the fabric facing up and the other with the right side facing down. Then take each leg of the shorts and fold it in half right sides together. Pin along the short raw edges of this piece and sew. This is the inner leg seam of your shorts. Be sure to use a serger or another stretch stitch on a regular machine like a zigzag. Then press the seam flat. Now go ahead and trim off any excess fabric at the bottom. Sometimes this happens if our pattern pieces don't line up perfectly. Our next step is to sew the crotch seam, so turn one leg right side out and keep the other one inside out. Take the leg that's right side out and insert it into the other one so that the right sides are together. Match up the inner leg seams and then pin. Continue pinning the remainder of the curve up the front and then the back. Now stitch along this curve using a stretch stitch or serger. Once this is done, turn the shorts right side out and press that seam well. Now we're almost done. We just need to put together the waistband and hem the legs. Measure the waistband of the shorts without stretching them and then cut a piece of elastic the same width. Now turn the shorts inside out again and pin one short raw edge of the elastic to the center seam of the waistband. Turn the shorts inside out again and pin one short raw edge of the elastic to the center seam of the waistband. Find the center of the elastic and pin it on the back side of the shorts, again at the center seam. Then pin the elastic 2 more times at each side of the shorts. Now stitch the elastic to the raw edge of the shorts all the way around using a stretch stitch or serger, and then stitch the short raw ends of the elastic together at the center seam line. Turn the shorts right side out and flip the elastic over to the inside of the shorts. Then top stitch all the way around the top of the shorts, about 3/4 inch in from the fold. You'll be catching the loose edge of the elastic and stitching it down. Be sure to use a zigzag or other stretch stitch. Also fold the raw edges of the legs of your shorts under about 1/2 inch and top stitch around each leg, also with a stretch stitch. I also added a sizing tag to the inside of my shorts so we know whose they are. If you're looking for some sizing tags like these, I've included a link to them in the description of this video. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm glad you joined me, and be sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you enjoyed it. Also, let me know in the comments below what other sort of useful sewing tutorial I can make for you next. Bye-bye.